Every moment is unique.
Think about it,
What I love to think about this is it's a puzzle.
Pick the red pill.
And each of every one of us is an integral piece.
I show you how people rub.
Once we're all together,
All for one.
so it lets us see
One for all.
the big picture.
Bring the pieces back together.
I want to take as many people with me as I possibly can.
The people have the power.
The central self, you can call it God, you can call it anything you like. It's all of us. It's playing all the parts of all beings whatsoever, everywhere and anywhere.
All we have to do is awaken the power in the people.
You are ready to wake up.
Oh, that's right. I got to talking English for this podcast. That's right. Oh, yeah. Skin suit. I'm a human. I promise. So, what are you up to today? Fuck you. I don't care about you. This podcast is about my favorite subject. Me! That's right. This is solo flow. This is that shit I be on all day. This is that vibe. So, let's get this origin story started out right. I was born to two ducks, but not just any two ducks. I was born to the two craziest ducks to ever have made love in a pond. In fact, I heard I was conceived above water in the air while flying. But also, what am I talking about? What the fuck am I talking about? Man, sometimes I be forgetting what the fuck I'm even trying to say. But oh well, I love doing this anyways. This is for you. It's dedicated to you. Dedicated to you. You. Psych. Anyways, back to the minded duck. The life and times of the motherfucker known as Duck. The creator of Ink. Puzzle Gang for Life. Boom! That's right. That's just a little bit of something in the mind of the master. The masterpiece, as we like to call it. So, that's right. My origin story. I was born on 3/22/1991. And what a magical day that was. The day where I opened a portal into the human world that we like to call Earth, and I imprinted my alien mindset into the body, just so I could study and watch and see how weird you motherfuckers are. And you know what I've come to conclusion with? Is that I'm probably weirder than all of you. But it seems the opposite, like this is the only thing I know. This isn't weird at all. This is just life. But from the outside perspective, I'm batshit crazy, aren't I? But that's okay. I come with some cool stories, some cool things to talk about, some cool... No, I don't come with anything cool. I actually wanted to do something along the lines of saying, fuck you, bitch. Yeah, I don't know about this. Doing a podcast by myself, it's kind of cool, but it's kind of like, I like bouncing off of people and I like energies, and that's just how it is. What the fuck? Can I be a mogul? What am I? Who am I? Where are we? What is this? Is there a purpose to all this? I'm not really sure, because all I really know is that I'm gonna keep doing this forever. Endeavor, endeavor, endeavor. And I'll keep the vibe going right now. Right now. I don't really know what's going on these days, but it doesn't really matter anyways. Right? Right. That's what I thought. Yep, that's me. And so I'm a person, I think. Most of the time I'm a person. Some of the time I'm just a mogul. And I ski on moguls. And oh yeah, skiing. Oh, it's like sliding down a mountain of cocaine. Cocaine be the drug of the evil. Actually, I could give a fuck less. Bring some lines if you're gonna come chill is all I am saying. Yeah, I smoke weed, I take drugs, and I don't really know what's going on most of the time, but I love it and I go with it because that is just the way of the universe. That is the flow, but also only dead fish go with the flow. You know what I'm saying, bro? Yeah, I know you know. You know I know you know. Right? Right. So, man, I'm just talking to myself. This is fucking weird. Are you listening? Are you even there? Who's there? Who's listening? I feel like someone's listening. Someone's watching me. What the fuck? No, I'm not paranoid or schizophrenic. I'm just dead and alive at the same time. And, I'm normal. Yes, we'll go with that. I'm very normal. Super normal. Yes. So, what do we talk about next? Okay, let's start with the origin tales. I was walking down the road one sleek Saturday night, and I stumbled across a dead body, and that dead body looked up at me, and he said that he was actually a she, and that he is from the future, where there is no he or she's. And sorry, I just had to scratch my balls for a moment. What was I talking about again? God, this is me not even on drugs. Fuck, that is crazy. I just smoke weed, man, and I get this weird. I'm like, who put me in this fucking suit? And who let me out of my cage? I wouldn't have. Definitely not. Definitely, you know? And, yeah, so that's a thing. And, where were we at? Oh, yeah, because I'm on a podcast. I should probably be talking about something of importance, something of meaning, something that could pull deep life meaning out of you. Fuck that, I'm just gonna duck around. I'm ducking, bro, I'm ducking out. Psych, got my ducks in a row. Got that shit quack-a-lackin' in my quack-a-lack. I definitely don't smoke quack, but I do attack. And that's a fact. It's just me. Oh yeah, and all the people I know. I know like 1 million motherfucking people. Where are you? Oh yeah, you're on the other side of the phone. I think that I knew people. I know that I know people, because people know me. So, that goes to show that this isn't the only moment I've ever been alive in. I've definitely been in other moments. And I've been in other people's moments, if you know what I mean. Yeah. That was a sex reference. Love it! So this is like a average Tuesday, and I'm just living like it's a Friday night, and I'm partying, except the party is just me and my microphone and my monkey. It's not an actual monkey. That's going to be the next move. I'm getting an actual monkey. But the monkey was actually my cock. In case you were wondering. And because I'm from a different time and place, that means I can say and do pretty much whatever the hell I want to. Ain't that the goddamn truth? Fuck, man. You ain't stopping me. I can't even stop me. You know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? I don't think anyone knows what I'm saying. They don't knows. No one knows. So I live in my dad's basement, but I really live in a mansion in a universe that I'm bringing to life. Not only have I been bringing it to life, I've brought that shit. Man, I don't even know what I'm doing here. Do you know? What are we doing, man? I think I'm making a podcast. Oh, yeah, and I'm working on music. Yeah. I do that thing from time to time where I make it the funky music. It's pretty ironic that my music makes way more sense than I do. That is some shit, man. Fuck, dude. Why is that like that? Why am I like this? I have no idea. This universe makes complete and utter nonsense. That's why I'm just giving you a piece of my mind and my soul. Not like my shoe sole, but like my heart soul. Guess what? So I grow weed, and that's something that I love to do. So not only do I love the music and the podcast, but I also love growing the marijuanas. And I also love doing psychedelics, especially the kind that make your mind go, whoa! Because that's what they all do. So let me tell you a tale. Let me talk a tale into you about some of my finest moments. Oh, okay. Sorry. I was just being weird. Yeah, so I've tripped once or twice. Usually when I fall, I just skin my knee, maybe my arm. But yeah, those are some crazy trips. I have better trips too. Better trips where sometimes I like turn it into a cartwheel. Sometimes I trip and I fall into someone else. Sometimes I trip and I spank naked asses and do some bongos on some tay-tays. That's not really what it sounds like, but you could imagine, right? So, yeah, I do that. And, in case you haven't found out, I'm a freak. I'm a freak of nature, man. I'm a tattooed, pierced freak of nature. And my plan is to make a plan. I got a dream. To have a dream. You know what I'm saying? I just think that the purpose of this life is to give this life a purpose. And my purpose is to bring to you another universe. A universe in which you can go to escape the bullshitness of regular everyday life. Because let's be real, this world is a motherfucking shit show. Not even bringing it down to like Trump, because, I mean, fuck Trump, obviously. But I'm just saying that this whole world is gone fucked up. So sometimes you need something to take you away from it. And that's why I am here. I am taking you to a place like Never Land. Except fuck Peter Pan. I kick that dude's ass and I'll take that place over. Because I didn't come here to take part. I came here to take over this bitch. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm doing. I am methodically taking over the world. And you heard it first. I'm going to take over the world. I'm going to steal all the money, fuck all your girlfriends, and take all your drugs and your... oh, God. Ugh. Sometimes it gets real. Sometimes it gets real fast, you know what I'm saying? Because if you work a normal life, just a 9 to 5, and you're not building something else, something more, then what the fuck is you doing? I don't even know. All I know is I work all the time, whether I'm at work, whether I'm at home, whether I'm in space, whether I'm at a strip club. Maybe, no. Maybe I could talk about that story on another day. That'll be another day, another time. So yeah. I grew up relatively normal. I grew up like a rock star. Like I was famous from the day I came out of the vag. And I've just been living the life ever since, trying to hide, trying to pretend to be a normal person. Because isn't that what we all want? It's like, oh yeah, I'm a normal person. I'm like the cool person that everyone likes. And I'm like, ha! I could give a fuck less if you like me. All I give a shit is that I enjoy my own company. And that's what I'm showing you. Is my company. Right, guys? You hear that? That's my team. Ha! Psych. Well, we're on the subject. I should shout out my fucking team, man. I gotta shout out my motherfucking mom and pops, because those are my heroes. Like, those motherfuckers are on some real shit every day. And I gotta shout out my little brother Keegan. What up, little dude? You my motherfucking homie. And McKenna, you are such a sweetheart, and I know you're gonna make it far in life. I love you. Let's see. We got my cousin K-Mac. That motherfucker. Holy shit. Are you listening? Are you listening to this weird shit? Oh my god, what is wrong with me, dude? Probably a lot, but that's okay. Because I love you. We gonna be getting on some podcasts soon too, motherfucker. And that's the way it goes. Gotta shout out my motherfucking cousin Jimmy Robusto. That motherfucker can bust a flow. If you ever were must to know, I think I just crushed the and yeah, sometimes I can't rap, but then sometimes I could be like, I'm fiending for the meaning, got me steaming by liberty and all the goodies, so deceiving everything. It's so demeaning, but I'll take a rosin dab, and I'm glad to be here. Put me on the map, cause my destiny's clear. That's just random shit that just be coming out of me. It be coming. That's the sound of me coming, I guess. That might be it. So, I know more people. Not only do I know said people that I've said, I know real people. People that are the peoplest people of all. And, subject change. Next caller! I've worked at some super, super duper crazy places. So not only do I grow weed, so right now I work at the coffee joint, which is it's like a social smoke lounge, which everyone should go check out, by the way. And not just because the girl who runs it is fucking gorgeous, but because that place is dope as fuck. Like, to go there and smoke and hang out with the homies, fuck yeah. So that's the place. Shout out Coffee Joint. Let's see, some other places that I've worked at. Mighty Tree. I did some trimmings for the Mighty Tree fucking dope ass weed, I'll say. Very, very good stuff. Same with the coffee joint. Very, very good looking stuff. LBH, Little Brown House. Those are my motherfucking people. Reefer Madness is what their dispensary is called. Let's see, I've done trimming for there. I did a little bit of growing for there. I also grew at a place called Cross Genetics, which that was pretty cool. I didn't get along with the owner, but I enjoyed that place. I had a great time. And one of the best jobs I've ever had was working at Nomad. When I worked at Nomad, I was a nomad, you know what I'm saying? And I would gram out I would get the grams of the, what the fuck is going on with my mic stand? All right, hold up. All right, there we go. So I gram out dabs and live resins and waxes and distillate pens. And man, that shit was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Whoa, what am I on? I'd be on that life drug, son. What you know about that life drug? That shit be, that'd be some shit, man. It's that yin yang, you know, the skin of my wang. And, yeah, the sin of my bang. I don't really know what that means, but, I know that I mean it. So, oh yeah, I was shouting things out. That's right. Shout out! Anyone that I've ever worked with, legit, like I've worked with some of the greatest people in Colorado. I've worked with people that came to the industry from other states, so I got to meet people who were from all over the place. I got to meet some really other cool Colorado natives as well. But because I worked, oh yeah, I didn't shout out GMH. Man, I worked with so many people at Green Mountain Harvest. Holy fuck, man. Jesus Christ. If any of y'all are listening, I love all you too. Man, so Nomad, Green Mountain Harvest, Little Brown House, Cross Genetics, Mighty Tree, Coffee Joint. Everyone that I've worked with between those places, fucking real as fuck. I could sit here and shout out each one of you individually. I know we got the time to do that, but I don't think that would be the most exciting thing per se. So just know that if you're listening, or if you're not, if you're just out there, just know that I love the fuck out of you. You helped me become who I am today. And if it wasn't for any of you motherfuckers, I would just be a sitting duck. Let's be real. So thanks for giving me the works and the monies and the good memories and the sparks of insight. Fucking real shit, man. Realness. Oh, shit. And, holy shit, why did that fall? Come back here! Oh, yeah. So, let's see. I, was born in Denver, so I am a Denver native. I'm 125 billion years old, and I've been in Denver the whole time. That's a joke. But it really happened. So, being from Colorado, everything is different out here. Like, I've experienced other places, but I've never lived anywhere else. I've lived in and around Denver's vagina hole for lifetime, for my entire lifetime. It's the place to be, man. I rep it with everything because I would never want to be anywhere else. Colorado has everything. I will say it does not have the beach, which is very true. But I like the beach for vacation because it's kind of like a reset. Like you go to the beach and you hang out and then you come back, you know, to the same thing you just left. But it's almost like therapy. It's like a few days or a couple weeks of just therapy, which I've only been to the beach twice in my life. I went to Florida last year with the fam bam, and then I one time, funny story is me and my buddies had taken my dad's car and we drove all the way to California with it. We drove to Venice Beach and we Oh my God, what an adventure. Let me tell you, we were all underage and we probably shouldn't have done it. It was literally just an idea. We didn't plan it. We're just like, we should go to California because it was cold as fuck. It was wintertime. It's like, oh yeah, let's just go to California. And then one buddy's like, oh, I got money. And another buddy was like, oh, I can get money. And I was like, yeah, I got gas money. Let's do this. And we just fucking up and left, man. I could not do that anymore. Actually, I probably could. That would be fan-fucking-tastic. But nonetheless, it was a once-in-a-lifetime adventure to go hang out on the beach. And we bought a ton of weed. We had a 21-year-old with us, so he could buy us alcohol and cigarettes and all that shit, because I think we're like 16, 17. And we just up and went to Cali. And I remember that it was a couple days... Did I show up on Christmas or was it New Year's? I think it was Christmas morning, or not Christmas morning, but Christmas Eve night. I got home from Cali and just straight went to my parents' house to get ready for some fucking Christmas. Oh shit, that was fucking good time. Shout out to my homie Jake. That motherfucker's awesome, man. Shout out to my homie Crix. Oh yeah, I love you, dog. Both of you guys. Y'all my niggas right there. Fucking, we would hang out just us three. That was like my first group of people I got stoned with right there. Shout out to you guys. Because I knew they smoked weed, but I was on probation. And I had been on probation for almost a year, and then they failed my drug test. So what had happened was, after a year of not drug testing me at all, and I didn't smoke weed, let's be fair, so I was never drug tested, but then me and my buddy were throwing up pieces of ice and punching them, and because of it, I had blood on my knuckles. And then going into the courts or the probation office with blood on my knuckles, they figured I was in a fight, which I told them I wasn't, but they don't give a shit. So then they drug tested me, and I was still clean at that time. I'd never smoked weed, and I didn't have to pee because I went pee before. And then they give you 3 chances within an hour and a half to pee in the cup with someone watching you. And I couldn't do it, so I failed, and they told me, oh, well, you just failed your probation, so you're gonna have to restart, and it's gonna be this whole fiasco, and you're gonna have to actually take drug tests. And right there, like, as I was getting up to walk out of the office, I called my homie Jake, and I was like, yo, dog, I need a fucking sack. And he was just like, oh, that's cool. Wait, for you? You need it? I was like, fuck yeah, dude. Fuck this place. And he's like, oh, I got you, man. And I met up with him. I still remember exactly where I was. I was in the parking lot of Albertsons, right by Narnia. Shout out Narnia, man. If anyone listening was at Narnia or ever chilled at Narnia, y'all are the real OGs right there. Narnia represent. Anyways, so at the Albertsons parking lot, yeah, I took my first hit of weed, and ironically, I actually have a picture of me taking that first hit of weed. That was so dope. Like, who has a picture of their first time smoking weed? Oh, God. See, I'm always lucky like that. I'm the lucky duck. I've always been such a lucky duck. I'm a lucky duck, and I'm a silly goose. That's who I am. Lucky duck, silly goose, fuck you. Those are my 3 personalities. And, so we'll call fuck you suck a duck. Cause go suck a duck, you motherfuck. So back to the tale at hand. I was born, and then I was in Denver, and then I moved to Littleton when my mom met my stepdad. His name is Scott. Not like that even matters, but so my stepdad and my mom and I lived in Littleton, and God, let me backtrack this tale. So I was born to 2 completely different parents. My mom, Christy, she, shout out, beautiful woman and such an amazing intellectual person, just an all-around good human being. I love you, Mom. She was really young when she got pregnant with me. She was, I think, 19 when she got pregnant with me. And then my My dad was a bodybuilder. Shout out my dad. Love the shit out of you, Dad. My pops, he was a bodybuilder, and in 1982, he won Mr. Colorado. So he was Mr. Colorado in 1982. But when my mom got pregnant, he was like 33 and she was 19. So he was kind of an OG badass, which probably gives me some of my charm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm saying. And so they didn't really, like, they weren't married. They were more of like a fling, I'm guessing. And they got married before I was born, but they were also divorced before I can remember. I think I was like 2 years old or something like that. I don't remember them ever being together. They were both really good people. They talked out issues. I never remember them like ever hating each other. I would go to my dad's house about every other weekend, which was awesome. It was like a haven. It was like a getaway from my life for a couple days. Which, again, explains my personality. All of it. I'm like a perfect blend of my mom and my dad, like, for sure. My dad's really stern and serious and about fixing problems and thinking about things, thinking about life. Whereas my mom she's the boss. She's the motherfucking boss. For, like, a big company, too. She's a motherfucking boss. And she's very direct, very talkative, social. So I kind of got this half and half going on. I got this yin mixed with the yang, which it boils down to everything. I was born pretty much. So 322 is 2 days into spring, 2 days into being Aries. So I kind of ride that line of Pisces Aries, which is water, fire, hence the tattoo on my arm. And it also is the end of the cycle and the beginning of the cycle. So I'm like a complete like alpha omega child. I am just birthed to the wildness of knowing both the yin and yang, which brings me to talk about like religion. See, I don't believe in God or the devil, or you can say I believe in both God and the devil. I just believe in positive, negative, and neutral energy, and that your vibes kind of shifts between all three in a kind of universal flow. So learning how to identify your negative side and how to deal with it, I think that's like the biggest issue in society today. I just think that there needs to be more awareness of having a negative side and that you can't escape it no matter who you are. No one is fucking Jesus Christ. That's my only thing against church. I have no issue against people who do it. It can help people out of really tough times or places in their mind, but it also kind of teaches you to only accept your light side and to devoid your dark side, because that's Satan, you know. But it's like, honestly, the dark side can teach you some of the truest life lessons. They call that the eye of yin. The eye of yin severity. It rewards understanding and true knowledge, true potential. And God, I just realized I went from being weird and strange to just like on some intellectual shit real quick. Like, let me drop some knowledge on you real quick. Boom! Yeah, so that's the shit I do, man. I'm like really weird out there, but then I'm also very serious and to the point, and I am me. And I want to be the meest me that's ever been, because that's the point of all this, is just to be your own unique individual piece of the puzzle that when it's all put together, when it's all said and done, it just looks like magic. It looks like this beautiful picture, this portrait that is just amazing. You could entertain the idea that maybe we're living in a multiverse, and my thing about that is if this is a multiverse and every choice takes you to a different place, but the one you're living is the choices you've made in this version of it, I like that, and it's very entertaining. But the downside of this whole thing is that if that's true, then reality, where we're like plugging into this, must really suck. It's probably like the Matrix, you know, where when they wake up from the Matrix, they wake up into this world that is just completely crashed and devastated, and like things are trying to attack them and this and that. It's the perfect life metaphor for spiritual awakening. It's because it's like knowing everything makes you realize that first off, knowing everything, or true knowledge, consists in knowing that you know nothing. So knowing that you can't potentially like know everything that's ever going on, but to have a higher knowledge and understanding for life can really put a dim on things. Awakening from an earlier version of yourself can be very fucking difficult. Anyone out there going through that shit, man, I feel for you. It is a difficult, hard process, but the outcome, what it looks like from the outside is fucking, it's spectacular. You know what I'm saying? Because I've always, ever since I was a kid, I have this addiction of wanting to walk a mile in someone's shoes. And that's what I do when I hang out with other people, is I kind of like see what their vibe is really worth, like what makes them who they are. So that's why this is entertaining, because this is me just watching me be me, which is what I do all day. So I'm just giving you a piece of me chilling and being a homie. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? I just, this is for you, man. This is to entertain you, and this is for me to maybe one day look back at when I'm like fucking ancient history. I'm like 60 years old. I'm an artifact. And I could just like listen to this and be like, God damn, I was fucking stupid when I was 28. Oh, damn, did I just drop that? Oh, yeah, so I'm 28. I was born in 91. I don't know, honestly, if I mentioned that. It's very possible I could have and could not. But 3/22/91, the year and the day of magic, when the magic happened, when the guy who was gonna save the world was born. Actually, fuck that. I can't really do shit for the world. I can only do shit for my life, and I can inspire you to want to do shit for your own life. I mean, I've overcome some bad things, but my life has been mostly good. I can break it down to like a little bit of bad shit was dealing with my stepdad growing up, because my parents didn't stay together. My mom got with my stepdad when I think I was 6. Yeah, it was 1997. And they got married, and at the time, I loved the shit out of my stepdad. I was a kid, knew fucking nothing. But growing up with him, I ended up not being a fan of him. And it's just, I don't want to talk shit, but he's just an interesting fellow. But, so we moved to Littleton. I was born in Denver. We moved to Littleton, which was super cool. But I will say that kids in Littleton were like super rich. I'm not saying I wasn't, because obviously I was in Littleton. I was decently, or I should say I wasn't. My fucking mom was. It wasn't even Scott, my stepdad, just my mom. She fucking killed it. Anyways, so we were kind of like the not as rich people of Littleton, we're just like, we're still in the upper middle class, but we're like the middle class. And then I moved to Aurora with my dad, and I went to those schools. I went to Gateway. Oh yeah, I should mention that. So I went to Mount Carbon Elementary School in Littleton. I went to Summit Ridge Middle School, which fed into Dakota Ridge High School in Littleton. And that was where I got my start. I didn't really get along with the people up there super, because I was into ICP at that time, and when I was up there, I didn't know anyone who really knew who ICP was. I remember meeting one guy who knew who Tech 9 was, and that was like the coolest shit to me. It was like, oh my god, someone knows the type of shit that I'm into. But that's just Littleton for you. It's a different class of people. When I came to Aurora, which that's a bad story. That was getting kicked out of Littleton, or I mean Dakota Ridge, for getting into a fight with my ex. I was with this girl, Cassie, shout out Cassie, for about 2 years. She was a crazy bitch, but I guess I was probably a crazy asshole. I don't honestly remember. I was like fucking 14 years old. But we got into a fight where she threw a cell phone and hit me in the back of the head, and then I ended up shoving her. I didn't like push her into anything. I didn't shove her down. Not like that makes it that much better, but I didn't like hurt her. I just kind of gave her a shove, and I was like, don't you fucking do that. And the teachers saw me push her, but they didn't see her hit me with the fucking cell phone. And so I ended up going to juvie, and I spent 5 days in there, which great time, let me tell you. Oh yeah. And so when I got out, I moved to Aurora with my dad, where I went to Gateway High School, which, in compared to Littleton, is a ghetto school. Let's be real. This shit is fucking ghetto. We used to call it gangway. With my dad basically was the same stature as my mom money-wise. So of Aurora, I was the rich kid. So I went from basically being the poor person of the rich area to being the rich person of the poor area without changing my money stature. But also, to be fair, I never saw mansions, and I never saw the ghetto, like the true ghetto. So it was kind of still more in the middle. But it was weird to see that shift of being the poor person, like, don't talk to that guy, he's weird, to go into Aurora and then like everyone fucking loves you because you're the only person who has a car. That's a funny story. It's like I had an 89 Honda Civic hatchback, and I was at Gateway in 2007 through 2009. So I mean, the car was like 18 years old, which in Littleton was dissed on. People are like, what the fuck? That's an old ass car. And then I go to Aurora, and I'm like the only one of my homies who even has a car. Oh, those are the good times, man. When I was rolling around, I would be like buying everyone cigarettes, and then I kind of stopped going to class because I could drive people to go get high or to go drink, or I would basically show up at the school, meet up with a bunch of homies, and we would dip the fuck out of there. I mean, I graduated, but just barely. It was those were good days, man. Those were really fucking good days when you're like first on the come up, and I just tried weed, just started getting into liquor. I was like, holy shit, life is crazy, man. And I was also popular down there, or at Gateway, because I was a juggalo, which I felt awkward about in Littleton because no one really gave a shit. They didn't really know what a juggalo was. So I formed my opinion around ICP just based off the music without knowing any people who were into it, which that's changed my whole view of everything. But I'll get into that in a sec. So let's see, who was it? Kristen. Kristen was the first person. Shout out Kristen. She, I forgot whose class that was. What is his fucking name? It was a math class, I want to say. Anyways, she was like, oh, you're a juggalo, you should come hang out at the fucking corner. And I was like, at that time I was so antisocial. I was like, nah, I'm good on that. And then let's see. So my name was Donald, and she goes, Donald, like Donald Duck, you're Ducky. And so that was the birth of being called Ducky. To be very honest, was Kristen. Shout out Kristen. Thank you for giving me that nickname. But the funny thing about it was that I was so fucking pissed when she called me Ducky for the first time. I was like, are you fucking serious? Don't call me that ever again. And so funny story is how I went down to the corner the first time. I forgot. It was either Carol or Natalie. I was definitely hitting on both those girls around that time. But one of them went down to the corner, and of course I'm like chasing a hot girl, so I went down to the corner too, where of course Kristen and fucking, let's see, let's name off some people. There was like fucking Kristen. There was fucking, obviously my homies Jake and John. That's where I met them. There was Dylan, Joe, Matt, let's see, Emily, there was, let's see, Lindsay. God, there's so many fucking people. Let's see if I can name them all. Probably not, but Sydney. Oh, DJ. How could I miss DJ? You're my fucking dude. It was funny because, so I'm DJ, Or at least that's what I've been called since birth, because yeah, that was just what I've been called. I don't even get called my real name, Donald. I'm like, who the fuck is this person? Oh yeah, that's me. Oh yeah. So DJ, and so I was white DJ and he was black DJ. Oh yeah, all right, so chasing hot girls down to the corner. That's how the story starts. And Kristen goes, oh, look, it's Ducky. And I remember being so fucking pissed. Like, are you fucking serious, girl? And one thing I noticed was that when she called me Ducky, all the girls were like, oh my God, it's Ducky. You're so cute. Or what? They didn't say you're cute, but they were definitely digging on it. Whereas all the guys were like, Ducky? That sounds like a fag's name. And so I was like, perfect. The girls love it. The guys hate it. That's me. Boom. And ever since then, I've been the motherfucking duck. The streets named me, dude. I didn't even plan on being called this. In fact, I wasn't even happy about being called it at first. So I'm the duck, man. Ducky. Was it Sir Duckets? Sir Quacks-a-Lot? Oh my God, I've been called a million different things. I should probably just go by AKA, because I'm like, fuck, man. My real name's Donald. I've been called DJ by close family since birth. Duck, Ducky. I went by Mr. Ree, the rap name, for a while, until I found out there was another guy named Mr. Ree who performs the same fucking people that I would be performing with. So I was like, anyways, that's totally a different story. I've gone by Entice. That was like my very first rap name was MCDJ. And I remember Jimmy made this cool ass like drawing of MCDJ, and that was on all my binders. I even tagged MCDJ in Littleton on the fucking wall with like some Sharpie and shit. It was stupid. What the fuck ever. So yeah, these are the life and times of the weirdo known as Duck. So because Cassie is the reason I left Littleton to come to Aurora, I wasn't supposed to talk to her anymore, but I kind of hung out with her and banged her a few more times. And then I hooked up with this girl out here, and for some weird reason, Cassie like knew exactly who it was, because I did kind of cheat on her, but I was already planning on breaking up with her again, because I was like, this is stupid that we're not supposed to see each other, and so we gotta like hide, and plus I gotta travel all the way across town to see you. I'm like, this is bullshit. But I remember breaking up with her, and she's like, I'm not gonna say the other girl's name, but she's like, I know exactly who you're fucking. And I'm like, what the fuck, bitch? Are you watching me? Are you like adding people on, back in those days was MySpace? Are you adding people on MySpace and finding out who I'm chilling with? Like, Jesus Christ. Anyway, so that was a fiasco. She threw all my shit in her front yard, and the sprinklers were going and everything. I was like, well, there goes all my CDs and movies and whatever I had over there. Oh well, bitches be crazy. Bitches be tripping. Probably because my leg is out. That's realness. After Cassie, I planned on being single for the rest of my life. That was like goal. I was like, yeah, fuck that shit. I am not getting in trouble for that again. And then that's the sound of me traveling through time about a year-ish when I meet the girl who would change my life eternally. Shout out to Diamond. I don't know if you'll ever listen to this or if you care, but I will forever love you. There is always a piece of my heart that will always care about you, but just know that shit will never happen again. We cannot go back to the way it was. That's the saddest part of the whole story. So for the listeners, the people who don't know, let me put in lame ass terms for you. We dated for 8.5 years, which is a long motherfucking time considering I was 18 when I met her. So from 18 to 26, and then for her from 14 to 22. Jesus Christ, we had like 4 places we lived together at, and we lived literally with each parents, my mom, my dad, and her family. We had some amazing times. Like, let me be real. The higher the high, the lower the low, though. So with her at that time of my life, I had some of my highest highs, but I also had some of my lowest lows, which has nothing to do with her. She is an amazing soul, an amazing human being. I cannot associate with her anymore, and that's not of her fault at all. That's just because I know where I stand with everything and the whole situation. But just from a duck's perspective, like, I love you, but fuck you. That's the trueness right there. But I could say the same about myself too. It's like the energy of yin and yang is just there within everything. Truly, truly is. Damn, we got into some real shit real goddamn quick, didn't we? Goddamn, boy. Why do I say so fucking much? It's like I'm searching for something to say, like I don't have a million fucking topics to talk about. It's just trying to gather those and like harness it and put it into the mic for you. So, what story would you like me to talk about? That sounds pretty cool. Yeah, so I'm gonna tell my own story instead because I can't really hear your response. So I'm gonna talk about the time where... Oh, okay, alright. About when I first got my car. Holy shit, man. We were cop magnets because it was me, the homie John, which Crix, and then Jake, which back in those days went by... What, Tweaks? Yeah, Tweak. Just because he is crazy off the wall weird. These are the days right here. We were cop magnets, man. I think in my first, 6 months, I can't put a number to this, but I think I got pulled over like 20 times within a matter of a handful of months. Legitly, I would get pulled over for everything, and for some reason, we were really good about talking our way out of that. But let's be real. I'm from Colorado. The cops here are a lot cooler than if you were to be in, per se, like fucking Oklahoma or some shit like that. We've gotten caught with weed. I didn't get a paraphernalia ticket, but all my homies did. My homie Jake's the one who always got detained because that motherfucker, his parents would always call him in as a runaway because he'd be chilling at my house or at John's house and not come home. That was like a thing. We would just travel from each house to each house. Like it was like my house or John's house, and we were always at either one of those places. And they were connected by a road that we like to call the Underground Railroad. That was the shit because there was never cops on the Underground Railroad. So these were the homies I first started smoking weed with. And dude, in those days, everything they said was the funniest shit I've ever heard. That's probably why, like, to this day, they have a deep bond with me. It's just like, they said some of the absolute funniest shit, dude. It's probably because I was just getting high for the first time. But fuck, man, I wish I could remember half that shit. I was on the floor dolphining, like, oh, yes. Yes, sir. So we would do a little bit of the drugs. We would smoke the devil's lettuce, and we would basically go from place to place. I had the car, so I'd get us everywhere. So that was like my duty. And then because of it, I would get smoked up like all the fucking time because it was just so dope. I'd travel people to and from deals and to get shit. And I was like, hell yeah, I was like the OG badass. And then we started getting a bit more money and we started getting liquor. And I was like, hell yeah, we getting fucking drunk now. And one time, man, we took this bottle of Jaeger and we went up to the mountains. And I drank most of it because everyone else was smoking at that time in those pre-me smoking days, but only by like a few weeks, maybe a month. And I remember getting blackout drunk in the mountains. And I would run down the fucking mountain with no shoes on, no socks on. I would just run down the mountain and everyone would have to come get me. And then I think I chugged a bottle of lighter fluid, which my buddy Jake like stuck a pen down my throat to make me throw up. Oh, that's it. That's why I'm so fucked up. I was like, maybe I was dropped on my head as a child. Oh yeah, it's because I drank fucking lighter fluid and was a fucking idiot as a teenager. That's why I am who I am. But yeah, so that's real shit. I also one time got blackout drunk and I put on some trash bags on my legs and my chest, and I was like, I put on a skee ball mask. I was like, I'm Darth Vader, I'm your father. I was just screaming that to everyone at the party. That shit landed on YouTube. For real. I don't think you can find it anymore, but that was like one of the first videos on YouTube, I swear to God. Ducky Darth Vader. Yep, I fucking 5-starred a dude with a fresh, what do you call that, sunburn. It was like bright red, and I just 5-starred that bitch. Down he went. I was just laughing. I was kind of a sinister little fuck. That was until I got into the ecstasy. Oh my God, let's be real. Not saying that you should do ecstasy, kids, but I never passed it up too much. If it was there, I was pretty much on board until I started getting bad trips. But that's like years down the line. I'd had plenty of good times. I remember my first time being like, I can show you the world. Shimmering, shining splendor. Yeah, that's real shit. Everything was great. As soon as it kicked in, I'm like asking this girl, like, you want to just make out right now or what? And she's like, I have a boyfriend. I'm like, fuck. She's like, but I'll give you a midnight kiss because it was New Year's. I'm like, you're goddamn right. I thought she was so hot. It was probably just because I was on ecstasy, because I've looked back and I'm like, I don't know what I saw. That's a thing. Anyways, fucking stranger. Fucking weirdo. Fucking, why are you even listening? Hashtag little bitch. Hashtag probably my homie because you're listening. Hashtag what the fuck ever. Hashtag hash dabs with half fags on a cash stash. I don't honestly have anything for that one. Fuck it. When I was shouting out my works, which is really weird that I'm mentioning this because I'm just looking at it. I'm like, I did work for CSC. I did mention Nomad, but Nomad and CSC are both dab making companies. And so those were some good times. That's actually where I went through the breakup with Diamond, which was a kind of harder time of my life, but those motherfuckers helped me through it. Beautiful ass individual people. Some more so than others. I'm just kidding. No, all y'all were dope. Not as cool as my homies, though. That's why I ride with the fam. Motherfucking Goblin, motherfucking Crix, motherfucking Jake, motherfucking K-Mac, Robusto, Rose. All my motherfuckers, they got my back. Rose came in because my dad and her mom started dating, and I want to say as of right now that was like 12 years ago. It was right before I met Diamond that I met Rose, so I've known her a fucking grip of time. K-Mac is my cousin. Robusto, Jimmy, that's my cousin too. I've known them my whole life. My homie Crix, I've known him since fucking Gateway, so that's 11 years ago now. Same with Jake. I met them around the same time. And Goblin's another really close buddy of mine where I met him more recently, but still a long ass time ago, like 6 years ago. I was selling weed, and yeah, he was like, whoop whoop, and I'm like, what up, fam? And so I got he got my number and hit me up, and so we started kicking it, and then we'd just talk deep shit about life and so I mean, that was dope. Shout out Goblin. That's my motherfucker right there. I've known nothing but good people. I mean, literally, like my family, my mom's side is, I guess I'll go through it real quick. So my mom has 2 sisters, Laura and Jamie. So Laura is married to Anthony, and they have Ian, Haley, and Zoe as their kids. Shout out to all of them. Love you guys. And then Aunt Jamie, she used to be married to this guy named Brian. She's not anymore, but her kids are AJ, Michael, Devin, Bria, and Tori. shout out to all you guys. I love you. See, those are my fam. I used to see them up at family gatherings all the time. That's one thing about my family is we're very like family oriented. Even my dad's side, like both my mom and my dad, like they hang out with the family. I'm a family man. My crowd is my family. So my fans are my fam, and my homies are my fam, and my fam is my fam bam. That's just how that shit goes. Also, shout out to my grandma and her husband Marv. Just outstanding people. God, I love you guys. And then on my dad's side, we hang out at the family gatherings. That was my grandma Sonia and then my grandpa Don, which, rest in peace. I love you, Grandpa. I was with him an hour before he died. One of the most gut-wrenching, I should say, would be a better word. It was like a gut-wrenching, but also kind of heartwarming in a sense that I got to say goodbye. So I love you, Grandpa. Fly in paradise. And then, so my dad has one brother and one sister. And so shout out to Uncle Keith. Very unique individual. He's never been married, doesn't have kids, anything, but he's very smart. Oh my God. Mad scientist. And then my Aunt Michelle is married to this guy, Jeff, which good people, both of them. So Jimmy is Michelle's kid. That's Robusto. That's my dude right there. And let's see. Oh yeah, because they have Christian as well. Shout out Christian. And then let's see. Oh, okay, Jeff's kids is Mark, Alexis, and Kyle. All three of you guys, man. You guys had some funny memories growing up. I swear to God, we had great times, man. I could go on stories about each person that I've named off. Like, that's a person that I've spent hours with in my lifetime, and I could go on about each and every one of them. That's why I've got to at least shout them out. That's like minimum. So you're going to have to deal with me just naming off names, even if you don't know who they are or you don't care. I don't care if you don't care. Let's see. Sandra was on my dad's side. Oh my God. Sandra. I haven't seen Sandra in quite a while now. Shout out to Sandra and Lena. Very, very, just everyone in my life. I must be a good soul because I attract nothing but the best. I've had a couple of problems with people in my entire life and never even to the point of like wanting to do anything about it. Like no one really fucks me up. Everyone is dope. Oh yeah, on my mom's side, I did forget to mention Jamie, her husband, which shout out to Jamie. Jamie is dope. He made a guest appearance in one of my podcasts briefly when he came into the room while I was recording. That was the second podcast. But Jamie's taught me how to do like camping and to be survivalistic. Same with my dad though too, but this guy is a very smart guy. Also shout out to Lonnie, which is my mom's cousin. And also his lady Crystal and their kids, not their kids, his kids, Dakota and Danny. So my shout out to my godfather Andy, which I have a cool story about him. He's my godfather, and he's like I guess I have two godfathers, one from my mom's side, one from my dad's side. And the one from my mom's side is my uncle Anthony, and then the one from my dad's side is Andy. Andy died quite a few years ago, but one of the last conversations me and him had together, he asked me if I believed in God or a higher power, and at that time I was going through such a horrible time, so I told him, no, I don't, and he said, I'm going to prove it to you. And that was like the last conversation we had. Several months went by, he was still alive, but then he died, and he was the first person I ever talked to on a spirit messenger board. And at that time, I didn't even believe in that shit. I think I've actually told this story before, so I'll keep it brief. But yeah, I did not believe in that stuff. I was so like, yeah, whatever. And then Diamond was like, just trust me. And I was like, okay. And then I ended up talking to Andy, and it blew my mind wide the fuck open, which got me believing, life in a spiritual realm as opposed to just physical life. Some people are fully in the spiritual realm and not in life. Some people are all in life, not in the spiritual realm. I'm kind of like a half and half. I'm like a hybrid, a half human, half alien. Let us see. Oh, back to my homies. So I had to say, so Jake, John, and me, we used to go by the 3 Big Nose Amigos because we got nostrils that could smell fucking China. I swear to God, it's like, oh man, they got that fucking poultry on lock. You know what I'm saying? Ball scratch. And then we would chill and get high with 2 homies called Amanda and Courtney. And all 5 of us collectively was known as the High Five. Shout out the motherfucking High Five. High five! That's a high five. So just give me a goddamn high five. I haven't chilled with the entire High Five in, God, I can't even remember how many years since it's the whole High Five's chilled. I mean, we've had like pieces of the High Five, but not the whole High Five, not in years. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, I want to shout out a couple of my homies who have died in the past couple years, which has been something I've had to go through and kind of tough, but definitely teaches you some life lessons. So first off, my homeboy Paul, rest in peace, Paul Nelson. Very, very beautiful individual. I honestly never thought he had any type of issues whatsoever. He was always the one trying to help other people, which is super ironic that he's the one who needed the help. He was just, he was always on top of it. He was Mr. Popular, had the beautiful girlfriend, just like everything. And I just never fully understood it, but I didn't know enough about what was going on because from what we heard is that he had been trying to do this consistently, every day in the week. I was like, oh my God, no, I didn't know that. So shout out Paul, but you're a beautiful soul. It was crazy that what was it? You and Diamond worked together. I remember running into you one night when Diamond was working. What job was that? Not KFC. It was Long John Silver's. Oh my God, dude. I remember running into you and being like, holy shit, dude, Paul, which we call PD. PD! That's my dude, man. Rest in paradise, man. PD. And then another one that got me, another close homie went on me, and that's my homie Dylan Del Rosa, which a lot of people I know him as well. But very, very beautiful soul as well. Took his own life, but I have to say both of them took their own life, that's just so sad. I definitely hit a low where I thought about it, but I've never been the one to actually go through with that. I'm a bitch. I gotta stay alive, you know what I'm saying? There's no reason to do that. Nothing is that bad. If you're going through a time like that, just listen to this podcast and I'll pull you out of that place. But if you made it this far, guaranteed you're doing all right. But yeah, Dylan, he lived with me probably 3 or 4 months before he passed. And, he was only at my house about 2 weeks. I remember being kind of worried that he might be into some bad shit, might try and steal shit I remember just being kind of worried about the situation. Diamond did not want him in the house, I have to be honest. Diamond was like, no. I was like, he needs help. This dude is sleeping in a park. So we brought him in, and I told him I'd just give him a couple weeks. I couldn't keep him forever. But he didn't steal weed. He didn't do anything. Everything was accounted for. And he even helped with dishes and was super nice to Diamond's family. And he was an amazing soul. But I remember talking to him and kind of knowing that he had these really dark thoughts. And I just kept trying to give him advice. I mean, what do you do for the man? I wish I would have done more, but I don't think there was anything I could have done more. His decision, but it was definitely sad to see you go, buddy. I'll always love you guys. Fuck. Shit gets real on the realness. Let's think about, all right, some other jobs I've had. Let's go through jobs. I started out working McDonald's. I worked like 2 different McDonald's. Fuck McDonald's, but everyone there said fuck that job. So it was cool. Like the people I worked with were awesome. It's just customers. Fuck you guys. We'd party and go to raves and Slipknot. Yeah, fuck yeah. I also worked at Walmart and Target. Ironically, I got my Walmart shirt at Target and my Target shirt at Walmart because all you had to do was wear either red or blue. They didn't really care. So I thought that was super ironic. Like, fuck you. I worked at Movie Tavern. If you're from Aurora, you've worked at Movie Tavern. Pretty much everyone. Not to say everyone. There definitely aren't people there are definitely people who did not. But fucking everyone has worked there. I swear to God, like everyone and their mom worked at Movie Tavern. I worked with one of the guys, the guy who trained me. He was the bartender. He was one of the guys who died at the Aurora Theater shooting. Rest in peace to the, was it 13? I think it's 13 people who passed. But I knew 2 of them. One person I knew in person, which was, shout out to the guy at Movie Tavern, is Sully, Alex Sullivan. Very, very good person. He was so happy and fun to be around. He died on his 27th birthday. He should have gone to the movie at the Movie Tavern instead of there. Fucking choices. And then I also, from that situation, I knew AJ Boyk, so shout out to AJ Boyk. I never worked here, but dude, Angelo's. If you're from Aurora, dude, everyone went to fucking Angelo's. Angelo's had all the best music. They had the only pipes for a long time before like weed became legalized. So we'd get the pipes from fucking Angelo's. Shout out Angelo's. You guys were the homies. You'd give me albums like ICP and Twisted albums and Tech 9 albums like a week before they'd even drop commercially. So I'd be on the new shit always. That was why I got into music so fucking much. I was like, dude, I had all the albums before people even knew what the fuck was going on. It was crazy. I loved it. I was always the first one to show you all the best music. That's just who I was. Let's see, some other jobs I've worked. I worked at Presidential Limousine, cleaning limos and driving them out to drivers sometimes. That was kind of a weird job. Diamond's dad got me that job. Shout out Diamond's dad. I should just shout out Diamond's whole family because they were very, very good people. I love talking with all of them. Diamond's mom, Tina, Christina, and then her grandma Carmen, her dad Mike. I respect Mike very fully. Same with Christopher, man. Chris, dude, I love you. You and Mike, man. You guys were my motherfucking boys. Same with Blake, which I forgot to mention Diamond's sister, Monique. Blake is Monique's husband. Are they married? I don't know fully, but man, holy shit, man. All of you guys were so great. Thanks for being so good to me all those years. I do miss you guys. I will always love all of you, so... Hopefully one day I could hear from you, but I don't know. So for about 2 years, I worked at a place called High Plains Drilling, which, first off, shout out to Stephen Humphreys. God, I should just call this episode Shout Out. Fucking Stephen Humphreys, he got me this job doing the drilling. It wasn't oil field drilling, it was core drilling. But it was still a very labor-intensive job, but you'd make pretty good money busting your ass. You'd spend weeks or months in a shitty-ass little town that no one wanted to even be in. I remember working in towns that didn't even have a stoplight or like a Walmart or anything. That's like most of America, too. I am so grateful. Let's go into grateful. I am so grateful to be from a city and not a small town in America because holy shit, there's so fucking much craziness. It's like, oh, if you fuck up, everyone knows about it. Everyone knows everyone. It's small. There's nothing to do. Fuck life. Like, I only stayed there for a little while and I hated it. I couldn't imagine being from there. The whole goal would be to get to the city and make a living, which I was born into like a lucky ass fucking duck. I'm the lucky duck. I'm just so grateful for this. Like, not only being born, I was born in America, which already makes me in like the top fucking 25% of the world right there, or something like that. Maybe, 33, like top third of the world. I don't know where it lies, but I do know that being here is a lot easier of a lifestyle than many other countries. So that I'm grateful to be from here. I'm grateful to have lights over my head, or lights. I'm a plant. I grow. I need grow lights. No, I'm grateful for having a roof over my head and lights and food. I'm grateful for having great parents with a great family and teaching me how to interact with adults. Like I always ran around with the adults, even when I was a kid. I was always one of the people who wanted to, change the world. That was the biggest thing. There's two types of people: those who change the world, and those who let the world change them. I've always been the same person, just weirder now. I'm guessing. Maybe not. Maybe I was even weirder when no one could know what I was thinking. I was like, oh, what's going on? I'm grateful to, I have such a great job. I'm grateful for all the amazing friends and acquaintances and lives I've been able to touch over the years. I mean, literally, I've touched so many thousands of lives, and I haven't even barely gotten started. Like, I want this whole world to know me, but not even just to know me. I want to be able to help the world with this platform. I want to be able to shine some light on some important, subjects and important things that we all need to improve on, because that's what this is about. That's what I started this podcast for, was to kind of be for the millennials, ish. I mean, we could talk to older or younger as well, but the kind of like group that I'm in, we're the in-betweeners, where we're not fully millennial, but we're not fully is before us X or Y? I think it's Y, or sorry, X. Fuck, I don't remember. But I do remember that being born in 91, like it shifts in 95, so I'm kind of on this like gray area, which means I wasn't fully submerged into the computer life. I mean, I was, to be fair, like growing up, there was computers, but they were dial up, and you didn't have like Google search bar. You also, cell phones didn't work as well. You didn't have texting. I remember when texting first became a thing. So that's why we're kind of the in-between, is because we were the last ones to see life without technology taking hold of everything. But we were also the first ones to kind of see technology form too. So it's a really cool kind of era that I'm from, and that's basically who I'm speaking from and about, and that's the people who would understand these types of feelings and emotions. Why I go by puzzled, why Duck is about let's fly together, because we went through the time of what's going to happen is, because we grew up with the Twin Tower happening where that collapsed, and then the Columbine shooting, so things were crazy, and then knowing that 2012 could possibly be a thing, which was just a total hoax, total bullshit. I don't know about bullshit. It's kind of like the end of one cycle and the beginning of another, but I just mean this speculation on what it was going to be. Like, I got caught in that, where I was like, this world could end, and it got me thinking, like, what would I do if a fallout happened? And so I had to get my mind prepared, and that's kind of just shit that my generation of people would understand. People around my age, it's like, we went through this kind of crazy mindset, and this was all kind of before technology had a hold on everything. And I believe that it's both a blessing and a curse. I believe the bigger the curse, the bigger the bigger the blessing, the bigger the curse, and vice versa. Because that's just how it always works. So it's like, it's this big blessing that we could have this tool that gives us all the knowledge of anything at any time. But it's also, we can have our thoughts controlled. We can be guided to pay attention and to put time into things that, aren't relevant or doesn't help us achieve more in life. another thing I've noticed about this technology is it kind of, you can see the, both sides of the coin to any issue. I mean, I could probably look up like OJ did it, and then I could find a million facts of why OJ did do it, which, I mean, this case is a little different. Like, obviously he probably did it, but I could also go up and type, OJ didn't do it, and I could find web pages that have tons of, details about how he didn't do it. And so that's the thing about this technology, is you could read one article and not read the other one and just form your whole opinion around that. So it's got both of them, and it's hard to know what's, right or wrong in this generation. It really is like, what is right? What is wrong? This information that I'm reading, is this true? We have to like fact check. We have to know, is this real information? I remember one time Facebook got me. Like, they fucking got me, man. I was out at break at work, and I was reading this, this headline said, Tommy Chong found dead, and I click on it and it opens up to this huge web page of like, Tommy Chong found dead this morning, or whatever it said. It had a whole fucking thing about it, and I go back into work and I'm like, guys, Tommy Chong is dead. And my one coworker's like, dude, you didn't know? That dude dies like every fucking 2 weeks, man. He's not actually dead. And I was like, what? There's an actual web page about it. He's like, yeah, dude, it's a hoax. And I looked it up. Tommy Chong's definitely still alive. I was like, damn, but they almost got me. That's all it takes. If you wanted to sway opinions, you could just do stuff like that, where you have like what looks to be real news in fake news. God, that shit's weird. So that's the biggest test. That's why we're puzzled, is because we don't know what to believe anymore. We don't know, where the truth and the lies, like where the line between those are. Where is the line between, fantasy and fiction? It's getting blurred with our generation. And all I really want to do is just make a change, and, for the world, for the better. I don't know what it's going to take, but I do know that we like to fantasize about Fallout scenarios and about zombies and about survival, and I don't think people would like it as much when it really happened. But I mean, that's just my opinion. It would be exciting, I guess, but it would be fucking scary, because thinking about scary shit is not as bad as actually going through scary shit. But that's just my opinion. So I hope to God that doesn't happen. I hope we can fix this earth, because I don't think it's necessary for us to have a fallout. I just feel like the hardest thing is for people to come together, which is why I'm Duck. Let's fly together, because that's the only true way to change this world, is to get everyone on the same side for whatever the issue is. Whatever the issue you're trying to accomplish, is to get the yin side of it and the yang side of it, and to come to a middle ground conclusion that suits both sides but doesn't make either side fully happy, but like finding a middle ground. So that's like the biggest thing, is to find a middle ground, to agree to disagree. Me and you think differently, so I'm not going to hate you and you're not going to hate me. We're just going to move forward together. So if you could find a way to do that and get everyone on one side, you could make this world run however you want it to. Like, you could take back control of the world. But it would have to be as one voice, and that's the hardest part. That's why I do this, is because I feel with all these media platforms, if you build like a fan base, you have a bunch of people who look at you and they're like, wow, this guy is trying to lead, and he's doing things. He's doing positive things. Well, if you have a bunch of people like that, and then they get together, like if me and someone else who has their own following of people, whether it's musicians or whatever, and we all get together, we have all these people that are now okay with each other, because, oh, you like ICP, I like ICP, we're homies. Or you like Joe Rogan, I like Joe Rogan, we could talk about Joe Rogan. That's exactly, it's just finding a reason to be okay with each other. And if we can get everyone on one side, we could truly change history for the better. Because, I mean, this world is kind of going down a dark path. But the thing about it is, if you look at the history of all the stories we write, we always write a hero who like starts out getting beat by the bad, and then he's got to kind of like find a way to build himself back up, like, you know, to get himself to a level where he could fight the evil, and then he always just barely wins. That's like the story of every story, is that good triumphs evil barely. Like, evil takes hold of planet, good, you know, fights and builds and takes it back and wins just barely. And I think that's what we like. So I think that's exactly what's going to happen, is it's going to get darker and darker and darker. Shit's going to get crazier, but the good is going to just barely win, because that is the story of humans. And I believe that it's already happened, because I don't think time exists. I don't believe this moment, you know, I just don't see things chronologically. Like, today and yesterday feel like a million years ago. Like, I was a different person yesterday than I am today. And I formulate my opinion of today, of what I think today. It's just, time is such a weird... Oh, I could go on that forever. Fuck, dude. We don't have enough time to talk about time. You know what I'm saying? I could talk about time for the end of time, or till the end of time, for the rest of the time. Fuck, I'm such a crazy person. How long have I been talking now? Oh my god, am I just like still rambling on about fucking nothing? Holy shit, I've been going for a goddamn minute now, haven't I? I think I've done about talk your ear off, haven't I? Oh, buddy. Well, if you made it here, just know that you are the reason I do this. You individually, yes you listening right now to my voice. This is for you, because I want to show you that anyone can do it. You just have to believe in yourself. You have to take whatever it is that you want to do in this world and just put it into action. We need people like you. We need people to make change in this world. The more people who do it, the better off we are, man. We gotta tip the scale and win this fucking fight. This good versus evil, which I'm kind of just like, I see the whole battle, both the good and the evil. I am neither. I am, you know, I'm God and I am the devil. I am both. I am everything and I am nothing. I am eternal, but I also never existed. I'm a ghost and I am a person. I am all three dimensions in one person. And those dimensions are the DJ, the duck, and the dawn. All three. The serious one, that's the dawn. The guy who loves to flow with the sound of the music and the waves, that's the DJ. And then the motherfucker who loves to quack you up. Bet you can guess who that is. So, anyways, I've talked it up for a while. I am so grateful for all of this. I'm grateful for all of you. Anyone who's ever listened, anyone who's ever been part of my life, even for a second, even for a brief glimpse of time, you know, I am grateful that our energies got to be together for even a moment, because we are all made up of one. We are just one soul with many different personalities. So I am you, you are me, we are us, I am him, she is mine. Stuff like that, basically. And I think that's where I'm gonna call it a night, man. I'm actually about to get off and go record some music. Man, I'm on a mission. Man, on a motherfucking mission. Holy shit, I love it. Hey, 60-year-old version of me. Am I still a fucking idiot? I'm probably cooler than you. Ha ha! God, I'm such a strange dude. Anyways, so I'm going to end this one off with an underrated artist of the podcast, and it's going to be none other than me, my favorite subject. So take a glimpse of my new music, and I'll probably tag my music channel into this one. So the song is Duck, and the song, I'm the duck, that's the artist, and the song itself is Paradise. So you guys, thanks for listening, thanks for being a part of my movement. It's all for you, it's dedicated for you, dedicated to you. And I'm out this bitch. I made it! Woo! Oh shit. Boom!
This is paradise.
Up in the air, not a care on my mind. All I really wish is that I could stop time, rewind and relive it, never do it different. It could all be over, gone in an instant. Seen it in my visions, felt it in my dreams. I'm making it my mission, whatever life brings. It's all your decision, what it all means. I want you all to listen while the wind sings.
All I wanna do is get high by the beach.
Chill with the fam, I'm going ham. Never gave a damn as long as I can
Get high.
spark that joint up, pass it here. Toes in the sand and the sky's so clear. I'm always good when the fam is near. I drop a tab and it starts to get weird. Kaleidoscope of different vibes. Every turn's a new surprise. I've never felt quite so alive. Peace and love in paradise. Caught this bomb girl's pair of eyes. She said she wants these paradise. Something good has got me hyped. Hide your daughters, hide your wife. Reppin' hot for the 303. Everyone here, yeah, they know me. My vibes as loud as the dankest weed. Waiting to bloom since I was a seed, but
All I wanna do is get high by the beach.
chill in the sand and make a plan that'll make me grand. Where every day I'll
Get high.
leaving footprints in the sand. I miss these moments with the fam. Time flies by and I'm like, damn, you'll forever be my number one fan. Hold on tight to these memories. Can I please still remember these moments? Hold it, take it in. It passes by like dust in the wind. So
All I wanna do is get high by the beach. Get high.
You are without doubt the worst pirate I've ever heard of. But you have heard of me.
this is the trip. The best part I really, really like. Ah! Yeah.